Here
Hello.
we go. We are live from a beautiful Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, and I don't know what the weather's
It's
like.
pretty gorgeous here today too. It's going to be like 80.
A lot more gorgeous where you are than where I am.
Yeah.
What is the temperature tonight? It's 48 of your degrees. I have to do the math conversion. I've been told.
I'm sorry. It's 48 degrees there.
Yeah, beautiful.
Wow.
Shorts weather.
Shorts weather. Love it.
Shorts weather. When I'm done here, I may go mow the lawn. I will be in it's shorts weather.
Do you still do it barefoot this time of year, or do you now put on like at least flip flops?
I will put on running shoes for mowing the lawn.
That's a good thing. I mean, there's a lot of safety concerns.
I will put on running shoes when I mow the lawn, just because.
Yeah, I mean, your extremities.
That's the money makers. That's the money makers. So I don't want to lose a. I don't want to lose a digit. Shout out to Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell says it's 42 out in the East Coast, where Bruce Campbell is. Shout out to Bruce Campbell. We were playing a little Sons of the Forest last night off stream. Ooh. We had to rebuild my janky fence. Shout out to last week's guest host who did an awesome job, Ms. Hayes.
Ms. Hayes was amazing.
Who had one of the more difficult 5 guesses.
And she rocked it too, like a stud.
Like a hurricane.
Yeah.
That'd make a great song.
No, and I actually wrote her after the show and to thank her for doing that, because you guys had a really good chemistry going on with the conversations that you were having. There was a lot of good, useful add-in commentary on things. I mean, I'm serious. I was in the car, stopping here, stopping there, and I was watching the whole time. So y'all did really, really good. Thank you very much, Purple Haze. Again,
it was a good time.
Very, very cool.
It was a good time. And we got do we have a banger as my boy Tim would say, we got a banger for you today. What's on the agenda? Oh, the Kentucky Derby, the first leg of the Triple Crown. Because we're a sports show, but we're also.
Do you watch that every year, Jeff? Is it like a
I watch it. I watch them with my dad. I will be going to see my dad this afternoon. Mom wants to go and get some plants. And we will have this on. As you know, I watch a lot of the sports with my dad. So we will have this on. He likes the horse racing. So I will be seeing him this afternoon.
Does your dad have like a favorite memory of a horse race? Is there like one that he talks about?
I've never asked him. I'll ask him this afternoon.
Good question for him. If he has one that just drives home a memory more than another, because I imagine that he saw Secretariat, or he was, at least paying attention when Secretariat won, right? But is that like the biggest race of his lifetime?
Yeah, but see, TV. But you got to remember, TV was different back then, and I don't even remember. We may not even have gotten the channel. I don't even know what channel it was on back then, because remember, back then we only had however many channels.
Right.
Although we did have satellite. My brother was a big nerd, still is. So in the 80s, he had one of those big 10-foot dishes he had several of them in my dad's garden.
Nice.
So we used to watch a lot of stuff. So
that's cool. Well, I have a few questions for you around the Kentucky Derby, so we'll get to that soon. Okay. We'll talk about our sports playoff updates, right? Fill everybody in where that is, and then a little bit of fun going down at the Magic Kingdom. We'll talk about that a little bit. Did you hear about? Yeah. And then I'm going to give you the 5.
You are
guesses today.
Yeah, and just a little. We never talk about the 5 guesses are ahead of time, but a little
C-band satellite dishes.
Those C-band satellite dishes. Yes, yes. Those 10. My dad had like 2, maybe 3 in his backyard, in his garden. So he'd have his plants, and then there'd be these big. I don't know
if you had those here back then, you were considered wealthy. That was a sign of wealth to have those big dishes in your backyard.
My brother actually used to sell them and install them back in the day. I'm just going to hide this for a second. And so I forget how old I was. I forget. Anyways, this lady called and she said, we're interested in buying one. Can we come over and see it? And my brother was, I don't know where my brother was. And I said, sure, come on over. So she came over and I gave her a whole tour of the whole setup and how everything worked. And she said, great, we'll take one. And then she called my brother back and he sold her the satellite dish and we installed it. And it was good times back in the day. We used to watch the NFL feeds was just the feed. And so when they go to a commercial, they were just there.
You'd hear everybody in there.
Well, when you hear the commentator and stuff say, hey, we were talking about that,
Could somebody get me a freaking water over here?
Yeah, they were just, that you hear, John Madden just talking about whatever, talking to the
boom, baby, boom, we go over here, we do this,
talking to the producers and this and that, right? It was absolutely hilarious.
I take it that wasn't your first sale when you sold that lady that satellite dish.
I don't remember.
I take it. I feel like you had a lemonade stand as a kid.
I used to work at a grocery store when I was 15.
Or maybe you sold rocks on the street corner that you
the little corner convenience stores. I worked at one when I was 15. That's when I started working.
No, you didn't mow grass as a kid? You didn't have
just my own.
Hustle as a teenager? I don't know.
No.
I figured you would, Jeff.
No.
Entrepreneurs usually start young.
No, unfortunately not.
Well,
unfortunately not.
15 is still young to have a job, so.
So anyways.
That works.
What's up first?
All right. We got Kentucky Derby first. That was, there you go. There's your Wondershare friend.
There you go. Bruce said it's your C-band. If you watch any of my cool videos that I make every day, it's all because of Filmora and Wondershare. Love the Filmora.
You do love Filmora. Talk about it all the time.
I do.
Kentucky Derby is tonight. I believe that the race begins at like 5:56 p.m. or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
6:07 p.m. It's like a real weird start time.
It is.
But like you said, this is the first leg of the highest, most prestigious honor in horse racing, which is the Triple Crown. So Churchill Downs in Kentucky is where this 149th Kentucky Derby will be held. It's a pretty powerful scene, man. Like for a race that's only like 2.5 minutes long, 3 minutes long, whatever it is. Like this is a huge spectacle. And you think about car races and you think about the cars and how powerful they are. Go down there and get in these gates with these horses, or get around them and see if you don't feel some different kind of power, because man, that is some strength right there. Like looking at that picture from the gate. But I think the lines have been up for just a little bit here. We see that Forte is the top horse going into this race, 3-1 odds. It actually says 9-2 on your sheet there, but it's 3-1. Just came off of a big race in Florida, which has him in the top spot. You've got Tappet Trice and Angel of Empire, both at 6-1 odds, coming in right behind. And then this horse here, Cyclone Mischief, 44-1. This is the horse that lost to Forte in that Florida race for Forte to get that spot. They are saying that this horse could be the dark horse on the outside in, and with odds at 44-1, that's a cash it in right there. So anyway, those are the horses. But Jeff, I know that you know this better than anybody. This thing ain't about the horses. It's not about the horses at all. You can act like it is, but oh no, where did it go? Oh, I segued it and then screwed it up. Holy cow. All right, I'm going to fix it, though. Wait. I'm going to fix it. That's ridiculous. Oh, man.
All right, I'll take it off the screen. Yeah, I'll take it off the screen. I'll take it off the screen so you can fix it.
It's all good. It's right there.
Good morning. We'll say good morning to Raymond.
Raymond! We've got, you can reshare
Ray loves tap it twice.
He loves to tap it twice. That's what I heard.
He does.
You can reshare me now.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I was saying, we all know that it's not about the horses. It's all about the fashion. It's all about the fashion. It's all about having a weekend to just let loose and let your inner weird come out and just be flamboyant. And I'm really shocked that Jeff didn't have an outfit today because of this story.
You know what? I do not have a Kentucky Derby outfit. I do not.
Goals for next year, maybe?
Maybe. I do not have a Kentucky Derby outfit.
What do you think you would go with for your Kentucky Derby outfit? Because I am really liking the candy cane stripe with the blue bow tie and I like that look, you know? Like I think I could pull that off.
I don't know.
I like the guy down on the bottom right too that's got the pink pants.
Ray says, Ryzak, you have one job and you messed it up.
I know, right? Jeez. Man. You'd think that I do this every day or something, like I'd have this figured out by now.
Exactly.
But yes, the fashion. My wife said to me that that she wanted to go somewhere and watch the race. She wanted to get dressed up. She wants to put on the big hat. She wants to go bet on the horses. And I said, where are we going to do that? Like, I don't have and there's not like a casino around me to
betting,
go and do that.
I don't know the answer to this question. Is betting legal in, like the DraftKings and the sports books and stuff? Is that legal in North Carolina?
I believe so.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, I believe so. I don't know.
I know it's not.
I
know it's not in all the states, and I know Michigan just came on board right before March Madness.
Yeah, I'm not a betting guy. I've burned myself too many times, and I've learned my lessons. When I say black, it's red, and when I say red, it's black. You know what I mean? So
I can.
You told me you've never lost.
I can. When I go to the casino.
You said you're undefeated against the man. That's what you said to me, point blank. You said, that is when correct. I walk into the man's establishment, I win. The man loses.
That's correct.
Yep.
That's right. Because I don't play slots. I either play craps because it gives you the best odds against the house, or I play a little 3-card poker.
Do you play like mahjong or anything like that?
I do not. I know how to play. I do not play them in the casino. Again, like I said, 3-card poker or craps have the best odds against the casino.
Do you have one of those cool like Spider-Man things inside your jacket that you can just like flip out the card?
No.
Ace. Nope. I got it.
I do not.
All right. Man, Jeff.
Because they have dealers now, and you're not.
It's not the saloon. Play poker at the saloon.
Yeah, this is not Red Dead anymore, where we're playing in the saloon. Ray says, in California, I used to go to 3 horse tracks and won $200 at the Golden Fields. Nice.
And Bruce called it barbershop quartet. That's what that is the name for how that guy is dressed. Yeah. I think I could pull it off. I do.
No, you probably could.
Tall and like the stripes and the bow tie. I think I could pull it off, man.
Yeah, but you know what? Then you would look, because you're too tall. You would look more like the Mandela effect.
But I have skinny legs, and so I'm hoping that I could take the cane and do what was that? What was the guy that used to? Was it Dick Van Dyke that used to do like the cane in between his legs and like do all the like?
Oh, I don't know.
Funky dancing. I don't know. Maybe you don't know what I'm talking about.
Maybe not.
Oh God! All right. Anyway, Kentucky Derby. It's going to be a wonderful event this evening, and tune in either for horses or fashion, whichever you choose. Playoffs are hot and heavy, Jeff. Hot and heavy, and the greatest sport in the land is none other than hockey.
The greatest sport on the land isn't even on your slide, which I'm gonna sub in, and we didn't even talk about
right
this.
Here.
We didn't even talk about this in the production meeting. I'm calling an audible. I'm calling an audible.
Well, our production meeting was maybe 36 seconds because I just got in here this morning.
Our usual Friday 2-hour production meeting did not happen, folks. So
Jeff was actually alerting everyone yesterday. I was getting like some missing child notifications on my phone. Where's Ryzak?
Yep.
It's been a week, but
yep.
No, we're talking about the greatest sport right now, Jeff, which is hockey, and the greatest team. The greatest team, Jeff.
How about those Maple Leafs?
How about them Carolina Hurricanes?
Wouldn't it be great if the Maple Leafs could come back and it's Carolina against Toronto?
Oh, that would be great for the show, wouldn't it?
It would be great for the show, but
it would be great for the show.
We're down to
Florida right now is actually
we're down
really
to
scary.
nothing. We're down 2-0. So
yeah. Florida's on a 7-game win streak, 6-game win streak.
Yeah, all streaks got to come to an end, though.
They do. Just like Toronto getting out of the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, baby steps. Like it's like the Cowboys. It's like the Cowboys. We won a playoff game last year. It's baby steps. Everyone's like, oh, you haven't been. Yeah, we won a playoff game. So baby steps. Baby steps.
6-1 last night. 6-1 last night, Ray. 6-1. Yep. They got out of the gates early. They nailed it. So just running through this real quick, Jeff. We just talked about Florida's on quite a little hot streak. They've got the Maple Leafs down 2-0. And what's important about that is that both of those games were in Toronto. So
where I was there. I walked by the closed off streets, and I saw all the people flooding to the game, and I quickly ran the.
And
other
you didn't
way.
get one picture with Austin Matthews, not one.
He wanted to, but I
should have just been like,
I'm like busy.
You should have, let him have his wish.
He wanted to. Maybe he wanted to. I was there Thursday. He wanted to with me in my suit on Thursday. I was like, dude, I'm sorry.
I saw him rocking his at Jeff Janak t-shirt in his press conference the other day. I thought that was pretty nice of you to give him that goodie bag. So
no,
very
he paid
nice.
for it. I don't give away. I give away.
Don't give away.
I give away squat. He wants it. He's buying. He's going to the merch store and buying it. Like, I'm sorry.
My gosh, Jeff.
I do not give shit away to anybody. You want the merch, you got to buy the merch.
Well, the Maple Leafs are down.
You don't see Elon giving shit away. I don't give shit away.
Elon gives away things. He actually pays for people's blue check marks. So, whatever. Hurricanes up
exactly
2-0 on the Devils. The Devils won 7 games with the Rangers. They obviously in the first game looked like a team that had been on their legs more, as Carolina had a 4-day break. But last night was just unbelievable. Ray put it in the chat. They won 6-1 last night. It was not even close. So see what happens when they go back to New Jersey. Sometimes you get back on home ice and things can turn around. You've got the Kraken up there with the Stars.
Before you do that, shout out to my friend Leah and Kaylee. They are big New Jersey. They live in New Jersey. They are big New Jersey fans. They are season ticket holders. They have been at the games. And so they are rocking the jersey and cheering on the Devils. And they're not happy.
That's awesome. Days. Well, and it's bittersweet, right? Because being a Canes fan, I've had to watch them be bounced from the playoffs the past couple of years. And first it was Boston. It was the hurdle of Boston. We got past Boston last year, and then it was the Rangers that beat us. The year before that, it was the Lightning that we couldn't get past. Well, now Boston, the Lightning, and the Rangers are out of the playoffs. So it's like, it's destiny, right? This should be your year. But I don't know, man. I'm telling you, the Panthers kind of scare me a little bit right now. West side of things, you got the Kraken and the Stars tied at 1-1. Remember, the Kraken, this is only their second year as a team. So that is pretty cool to see them in the second round and actually, competing
Let's
hard.
Go, a big City of Dallas fan.
You are. I do like the Stars. I like some of the players they have on their team down there.
And I don't understand, Ray, I don't understand why at the NFL draft was Dude Perfect, who are based in Dallas and have Cowboys and Mavericks on their show. What the hell were they doing with the Eagles? Ray, please explain it to me. I don't understand what the hell the Dude Perfect dudes were doing on the stage with the Eagles. Please explain it to me, Ray. I just don't understand what the hell.
It's called money. It's called money. Those guys work for money. Bottom left there, last one.
I don't care if they said the NFL came to me and said, we'll give you $1 million to come on stage with the Eagles. I'd be like, fuck you. Yeah. Fuck you. No way. Yeah. No fucking way.
Depends on how much they offer you, Jeff. You got a price.
I do not.
You got a price.
I do not have a price. Not for the Eagles. I do not have a price.
Come on the stage with the Eagles, and we will give you ownership of the Cowboys.
Nope.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Nope.
Jerry Jones is willing to sign the team over to you as long as you step on the stage with the Eagles.
Nope.
Man, Jeff. Wow, that's tough.
Nope.
That's tough. You're a stubborn bastard.
I am. And I hold a grudge. I hold grudges.
Vegas Golden Knights up 1-0 on the Edmonton Oilers, who have the best player in the league in Connor McDavid. I watched the opening of the Golden Knights game after the Maple Leafs lost. And in Carolina, we do this thing called the Storm Surge. A couple years ago, it got a lot of popularity up with your boy Don Cherry. He was very upset about it, saying that, they were taking away from the game of hockey. They're a bunch of jerks. They're just doing this stuff because they're not good at hockey, blah, 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 blah. As a fan here and as a parent, I loved it. I thought it was amazing. It added a bit extra to the environment, the entertainment of it for sure. But it was amazing how many people stuck around at the end of the game. You look at these games and people are already going through the exits halfway through the last period or quarter because they want to beat traffic, right? You pay hundreds of dollars to go to a playoff game and then you leave early. So I thought that was really cool. The Golden Knights, it's Vegas. It's the Showtime capital of the world, right? Like it's all about the grand show. Their entrance is corny as shit. I'm sorry. It's corny for all the stuff that the Canes got for that. I don't know how anybody does not deem that to be corny. Have you ever been to medieval times, or do you know what medieval times is?
I have.
Okay.
Been.
The show at medieval times, people will tell you that it's corny. The entrance to the Golden Knights is corny. There's a guy that comes out in like a knight thing, and like he has this voice changeover, and this guy comes out as like a demon, and they have like this skit that goes on the ice, and then like these guys come out as like knights, and it was just corny. I understand it's entertainment. It's for the kids. Understand? Totally cool with it. It's just corny. It was just corny. So I just wanted to say that. That's all. Because I think my Hurricanes get a lot of flack for the Storm Surge, but nobody gives a shit about the Golden Knights having a Broadway show at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, Ray, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Vegas are getting the Oakland A's. Yeah, we talked about this in my little Vegas rant.
Vegas is becoming Oakland.
Yeah.
Slowly.
Yeah. Well, New York Giants have become Green Bay East. So,
The Giants or the Jets?
The Jets. Excuse me.
Yeah, the Jets.
Yeah, Jets have become.
Yeah, now they got Randall Cobb and.
Now they got Randall Cobb. Yeah.
NBA. Sorry, I was.
We got to get on to what Ray. We got to get on what Ray cares about. NBA.
Denver up on the Suns. That doesn't even look close. I was actually surprised the Suns got a game. The Nuggets look like the far better team there. I was glad to see the Knicks get back into it with the Heat. That's a really good series. I think it could come down to the wire.
Yep. Shout out to
the Warriors and the Lakers.
Shout out to Chariot Man, who's a big Knicks fan.
That's true. Yes, Chariot Man in New York. Warriors, Lakers, 1-1. That'll be a battle.
I thought after that first
Celtics,
game,
Lakers.
I thought it was going to be a quick exit for the Warriors.
It looked like LA was just going to romp them, didn't it? I even thought that the 76ers series, the way that Harden carried that first game without Embiid, and then Embiid comes back, they tell him that he's going to be the MVP. The Celtics, that next game, they won by 50 or 42 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the game the other night, they won again. And did you see Embiid step on the face of the Celtics? Oh my gosh. Both of them on the ground. It was not intentional. I mean, not malicious at all. It's just, wow. That's a heavy dude, 6'7", 2.
Yeah, we know Ray's cheering for the Warriors.
320.
Yeah. Yep.
Mr. Steph Curry with his 50-point game 7 against the Kings to get them to this point.
Yep.
Good stuff.
He's
you don't seem to be interested in this slide since it doesn't say Toronto on here.
It is true. There's no Toronto. I can't find Toronto on here. Hang on.
I saw your level of interest fall drastically. Oh man, Jeff, who do you think's going to the finals?
I think it's gonna be Nuggets in Miami. Sorry, Ray.
You almost made me choke there. Miami? You think Miami's going to go?
I do. I don't know.
The 8th seed.
I don't know. They just seem to be on a roll. So
wow.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
I like it. That would be good.
My Toronto Raptors.
Oh, jeez. You have been a major advocate for not only the XFL, but just these secondary football leagues in general, USFL, CFL, Arena Football League, you name it. You're huge.
Indoor.
Yeah.
Indoor.
You're a huge advocate for the sport.
I am.
This XFL season, although may not have been very long, I think that it showed a lot of promise. And we're going to see that come to a head next weekend when the championship game, and the team on the left there, if you don't know, is the Arlington Renegades. The team on the right is the DC Defenders.
Just outside of Dallas.
I will say this one tidbit. The DC Defenders only lost one game.
They did.
And that one game was to the team that finished in last place.
It's correct.
Take that as you want, but that's facts. So
and I was pulling for Seattle because it has former Dallas Cowboys star Ben DiNucci, who's now signed with Denver. He's going to play. Did
you see his exit huddle with the team?
Mm-hmm.
Where he was like, "Hey, y'all, you call me if you need me." Like it was like some fine leadership on display there when they were breaking out of that locker room huddle.
Yep. And they got Josh Gordon. As you guys know, every week I was doing XFL predictions. I also do USFL predictions. Yeah. But I'm going to break the news right now. I'm pulling for Arlington. Been pulling for Arlington since the beginning of the whole thing. So let's go Arlington. I know Ray is a big DC Defender fan. Don't know why, but he is.
I am also rooting for the Defenders as a born and bred DC area kid. So there
are 12 or 15 guys who have been invited, including Ben DiNucci, John Paul Romo, no relation, has been invited as a kicker to an NFL camp. So yeah, it is. What are we doing here? What?
Anthony likes that. He likes that mascot. I think he might need to take that one.
Yeah, no.
It is a pretty nasty logo, I got to admit, but it looks more like a bandit, right? Like I get the Renegades, but when I see that, I think like the bandits. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know why. Maybe it's the bandana.
No. Yeah, no.
Well, this will be
if he does that, I will be filing trademark complaints and having the FTC come down on him. The FTC will be knocking on his door.
I don't think that he would take that one anyway. It looks like it's got a little bit of long hair in the back there, a little more like mine,
So yeah.
I think that the XFL, I said it a minute ago, I do think it was a positive experience. I liked the energy that The Rock and Dana brought to the league, to the players. It was a lot about it was a lot about uplifting these guys, right? And trying to get them to understand, hey, this isn't the end of your road. This is the beginning of your next chapter.
Well, so last year's XFL,
kudos to them.
Last year's XFL MVP ended up on the Cowboys and made the Pro Bowl.
Turban.
There are 12 to 15 guys going into NFL camps right now. Like I said, including Ben and John Paul Romo, no relation. And so that was the whole point. Is getting these guys another crack at the.
No, it's great, and it's spring football. You don't get football in the spring, really, right? And the way that they overlap the leagues is also great because you got a bit of the XFL, a bit of an overlap with the USFL. But now you're going to get to continue with the USFL for a little bit longer, right? And then before you know it, you get like a month off, and then it's NFL training camp. So for somebody like you, that kind of eats, sleeps, and breathes football news, all sports. But I would have to say that football is by far your. I feel, and I don't mean this in disrespectful in any way, I feel like you're more knowledgeable about football because you follow it more than the others. Not that you're not knowledgeable about others. I feel like you
I do watch more football than anything. I do watch more football than anything else. Yes.
That's
I also want to say I'm making an audible here since we're talking football. Making an audible.
Oh jeez.
And I'm really hoping Ray will head down to the docks this weekend because it is Sale GP, not Chat GPT. Sale GP's championship weekend in San Francisco. Now, Canada only got one win. That was the last one in Christchurch. That was amazing. But they have no shot at winning the thing. But you know what? It's the final weekend. It's down there. I will be live stream. I will be tweeting it out. We'll be watching it going live.
How many points does Team Canada need to take this thing, Jeff?
more than that's available. I think we're in sixth place.
Oh no! It was that windstorm a couple months ago.
But you know what? It's a new team. It's a relatively new team. They've come together. They came together and won it the last race. A few weeks ago in Christchurch, which was huge. That was our first win. So we started off the season quite well, winning a couple of legs, and then just kind of faltered. But need Ray to head down there. Get me a picture with the captain, and that would be awesome. Need Ray to head down there. Ray's got nothing else to do. Actually, that's not true. I want to give a shout out to Ray's father-in-law. Had a heart attack this week. He's going to get a pacemaker. Had surgery, is recovering nicely. Will get a pacemaker, which that's not a death sentence anymore. So.
That's great. That's great news.
Shout out to Ray's father-in-law for surviving the heart issues. As one that is a walking heart attack waiting to happen. I understand.
Well, and I know from having some behind the scenes conversations with Ray across the years, his father-in-law is a pretty amazing dude. So there's a lot of respect for him, and it's tough. It's tough.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, let's get to this last big story here real quick. The title says, is the magic gone in the kingdom, right? If you haven't been paying attention, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and Walt Disney World have been not friendly with each other the past year and some change. There's a lot of political topics out there in the world. There's a lot of things that seem to be changing every day, although they've all been there forever. We just choose what we want to magnify, right? But what's important about this is that new legislature was just approved in Florida, allowing the board members to cancel any deals that they have in place with Disney. That is going to, obviously raise some concerns across the state because Disney is the biggest company in Florida, right? It is, it makes a ton of money every year, right? And I don't know the tax numbers. I didn't get a chance to dig that far into things, but you can see kind of in the second half of this article here, it says Disney, the largest employer in Central Florida, and DeSantis, a Republican, have been feuding since last year when Disney criticized a state measure banning classroom discussion of sexuality and gender identity with younger children. So,
correct.
That has obviously kicked off a lot of debate, a lot of conversation. Jeff, I know you have a lot that you can share on this topic, but back to talking about the taxes and the money that Disney brings into the state of Florida and the state of California, might I add, right?
Yes.
This is not just some small thing.
So let's just take a step back for a minute. So Disney, they had a special provision made that they are basically their own entity, their own state within the state. So they control that, they were given basically like they're their own city. So they control the fire department. They control the water. They control everything. They've got
street maintenance, road maintenance,
everything.
Utilities.
Yes.
It's its own world.
It's its own, basically it's its own city.
Yep.
Just like Tallahassee or whatever, right?
Yep.
And then when this all happened, the state of Florida said, we're gonna revoke that. And basically they made a law that said if you had this charter between this date and this date, and there was only one, them, that it becomes null and void. Now, unfortunately, unfortunately for Ron DeSantis, the Disney lawyers are much smarter than the Ron DeSantis and their lawyers. I don't want to get too legal into this. However, now he had the backtrack on this because Disney, what do all big companies do? Well, they do a lot of stuff with debt. And, Disney can afford $100 million a year in debt payments. The state of Florida can't. So they had to backtrack on some of this when it became known that, if you cancel that, all of that debt that Disney has now becomes the state of Florida's debt. That means you're going to have to raise taxes. And you're going to say, you know what, we're going to get rid of Disney. And you now have to pay more taxes, state of Florida. Yeah, that's not a good political move. Okay, fine. So we backtracked on that. Well, then the Disney, this board of this city, I'm going to call it, they had to change the rules. They had public meetings. They did everything legal. Nobody in the state paid attention. And so all this stuff happened. Now, I don't want to get too deep into this. There's a couple of legal principles. There's the rule against perpetuity. And there is also something called a measuring life. Rule against perpetuity. If any of you have taken, gone to law school and taken board exams, it's horrendously complicated and on every board exam that you'd ever want to write. Trust me. And then there's also a thing called the meaning of life. They're using basically King Charles is youngest grandson 1,000 years after his death. That's what they're using, because with the meaning of life, you can basically pick anybody, whether you know them or not, and it is very hilarious. Shout out to my buddy Devin, the Legal Eagle, on YouTube. Go watch. He's got a great video on how Disney outplayed them around this. So basically, this is in response to that. Mm-hmm. So, right, the Disney team came in. They did a whole bunch of things. Again, all legal, all above board. But nobody at the state paid attention. And they were like, well, we got fucked again, because Disney can hire the best lawyers. I'm sorry. The guys I know in law school who are working for the counties and the city, they're not the top of the class. They still graduate. Yeah. They're smart guys, but there's a reason they work for the city or the state, and they don't do private practice.
There's different areas of law that people are professed Correct. On, right? Because there's Correct. A lot of intricacies. There's a lot of different layers when it comes to law.
Disney completely outplayed them. And again, the Disney lawyers are and the guys, the men and women they bring in who just eat and breathe this stuff, right? So this is basically in response to what Disney had done to outmaneuver them, right? It's not over. It is not over. I don't know your American system. Can he run again? Or is he done? Isn't there California? I think Arnie could only run twice, right?
Yeah.
And your president can only run twice. Is that the same in all the states? I don't know about Florida. Does somebody know about? I don't.
It should be. I don't think that there's any states that have other rules, because it's still a Senate level, House level. There's still national laws and rules around that. And that's Ray there. He
is running for president. Yeah.
He's going to run, right? Has he officially
not
announced
according,
that?
Not according to
I don't think he has.
Not according to the late night shows.
Yeah, I don't think he's officially said that he points that way, and he says he is, but I don't think it's been official yet, where Biden has said that he is running, and John F. Kennedy Jr. has said that he's running, or Robert F. Kennedy Jr., whatever the Kennedy is that's out there. The reason I put all these companies
his current
up,
term ends on January 5th, 2027. All right. And then he
can't.
Nice,
Bruce.
Then he's
Bruce
done.
with the fact check. I like it.
Well,
nice. Who needs crow resin? Who needs crow resin? We got Bruce Campbell.
Crow's not here, so Bruce
he's gonna watch this back and be like, all right, I got you. All right. Reason I put up all these names on the screen, and mm-hmm. I'm really glad that you prefaced all that before, because that was really important information you just gave there. Mm-hmm. This doesn't just affect Florida at the end of the day. If you mess mm-hmm. with Disney, I look at Disney on Ice. How many states, how many countries does Disney on Ice go to? Mm-hmm. The TV shows that they have, Lucasfilms with all the Star Wars things, ABC, ESPN, National Geographic, the cruise ships, Blue Sky. Do you know what Blue Sky is? Blue Sky is a company that has a lot of different entities underneath of them. They're like a what do you call those? Conglomerate, or how do I say that? I don't think I said that right. Kind of dumb. Anyway, this is oh shit! Look at the chat.
Hopefully
like Beetlejuice.
Hopefully he won't go back and rewatch the last 5 minutes.
Crow, I just want to say publicly,
I want to say
you're my favorite fact checker.
He disparaged you publicly. It was not me. I had nothing to do with it. He disparaged you publicly, Crow.
Oh.
I think next time you're in Sons of the Forest, I better watch your back. Is all I'm going to say, Ryzak.
He's going to wind up stealing shit out of my backpack.
Yeah, man. But then you can just use the hack to get your backpack filled again. That's what we do now.
I don't think we have the hack on our on our server,
don't.
So we might have to start a new one with the hack. Anywho,
the hack is awesome.
It's a pretty silly spat of a grown man and a company. And look, I'm not even going to get into the reasoning why all this started. I don't know that I have anything value to add to that conversation, but this is kind of crazy. So we're going to hear more about this, especially as we lead up to the candidates. And
this is just the next shot. This is just the next shot in the tit versus tat, and you don't take on the mouse. You just don't pick on the mouse. Like,
and we said it earlier, California, don't they have a Disney World overseas in Europe too?
There is
Germany,
France. Isn't it Disney
France?
Isn't it Euro France?
I'm pretty sure Disney there's Euro, one or two more.
I thought it was Disney Euro in France, but maybe.
Okay.
Oh, maybe there's one in Japan too.
Japan? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. All right. Well, anyway, we'll check back in on this maybe another week.
But just a little foreshadowing, folks. We are going to talk about the mouse in a future edition. Just don't know when yet, but I am going to be bringing up the mouse in a future edition.
Nice.
Something that's interesting that's happening with the mouse, which you may not know about. So we're
Crow fact checked us. France and Japan. Look at that. Oh, what a great fact checker you are, Crow. Gosh,
he was
Bruce is really great too.
I believe I said that. I believe I said France and Japan. I believe I said that. He was
I'm so happy you're both here right now. Jeff, did you hear about?
Oh, I heard about everything.
Did you hear about all this?
I think we need an intro music for that.
Yeah, I think so too. We'll have to work on that.
But I don't know how we would play that. So
NFL draft. I know that you and Purple talked about a little bit last week. We've got some other stories that have come out from the draft that are kind of cool. There was a young man that was not drafted on day one. That stayed for draft day two. He was the only one to stay for draft day two.
There were two guys that.
There were two.
There were two guys that were invited to the draft who did not get drafted night one. Mm-hmm. One of them stayed. The other one.
Will Levis. Not. Yeah, Will Levis bailed.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
And so what a moment for that guy. The article that I read about it was just talking about, he wanted to have that moment. He wanted to go on stage, and you watch his embrace with Goodell, and say what you want about Goodell, but it's still a cool moment for those guys to go up there.
He's embracing the booing now. Done. He's embracing the booing when he comes on stage, and he's now just accepted the booing, and he just now has.
I guess so. When you make $250 million a year, I'd let people boo at me too. So,
but yes, I saw this tweet from my boy Micah, basically saying, what's probably better. Because so the way it works, if you're a first round draft pick, you sign your four-year deal, and players are doing that, but the team has a right to extend it, called the 5th year option, right? So you get to extend that same rookie deal. Well, that only applies to first round draft picks.
In the first 15 picks.
No, the whole first round.
It's the whole first round?
Yeah, okay. That was the whole.
I thought there was a cutoff.
No. Remember, Lamar was the 32nd pick, right? And they wanted to extend his rookie deal and negotiate. All sorts of stuff, right?
Yep. Right? Thank you.
So,
okay.
Right?
Yep.
So basically, Micah is saying, hey, this is better for you because you get to then negotiate your next deal with the same team or another team. You don't have to wait that extra year where they could screw you and just lock you in under that rookie deal. Right. Yeah. Like Joe Burrow, they just put him in for the rookie deal, right? Whereas if it was only 4 years, he could negotiate.
Herbert did his last year. Yep.
Exactly.
And Trevor Lawrence did his. So
yeah. Right.
Well, this is Joey Porter
this is
Jr.
Micah saying that. Yes, this is Micah saying, you know what, this is better for you, buddy.
Yeah, no, and this is Joey Porter Jr., son of Pittsburgh Steelers, great linebacker and coach.
Jody Porter Sr.?
Joey Porter Sr., right, who was a hell of a player. He was a dog, right? And I tried to freeze the video on this quote because I just, as a father, that's trying to help his kids achieve a higher level of athletics. He says, because this will be part of the whole motivation now. And I thought that was a really good take from that, because you got to have that cork board in your mind that you pin things in to drive you when you face challenges, right? And so I thought that was a really great message.
A lot of players will play with
hey, you're going to be fine, kid. All right, you got this.
Yeah.
So
and shout out to my Dallas Cowboys. I don't know if you saw, the video was viral all over the place where one of the scouts son drafted the scout's son, and he got to call his son. Right. So you're a father. Man. How much would you love to call your son to say, well, the team that you work for?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. You can't see him. I got goosebumps right now, like thinking about that. Right. Very, very cool moment. And he was, I mean, you could just see the, just the whole man changed there in a moment, right? They were showing him at the table, he's all business. He's locked in. Of course, we don't know what's going on in his mind. He's probably thinking about it, whatever. And then, they tell him, hey, can you make the call? And the guy just like completely breaks down, right? Just everybody hugging him, everybody, and I don't like Jerry Jones. Okay. I'm stated on not caring for Jerry Jones a whole lot, but I will admit, Jeff.
Wait, what? Wait, I'm sorry. I lost Ryzak. I don't know what happened. I think Ryzak went into a tunnel. I don't know what I lost Ryzak. You said something about Jerry Jones, and Jerry Jones.
I was going to be nice. I was actually going to be nice about him for once. Now I'm not going to say it. No, I thought it was really cool that he stood up to not only embrace the dad and tell him how cool it was, how cool of a moment it was for them. But I like the fact that he got on the phone with the player as well, and echoed those same sentiments, right? So very, very cool gesture, very cool thing that the Cowboys did there.
I think he's going to be a hell of a player for if you go and look at his numbers against top teams.
Yeah, he's shifty.
I think he's going to end up. This is not just, we need a pick. Oh, let's just go grab somebody's kid.
And this is the portion of the year where Jeff determines that the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm calling it right now, folks. Cowboys versus Jets in the Super Bowl. Cowboys versus Green Bay East, folks. Cowboys versus Green Bay East.
You could call them the East Bay, but then you'd probably get a lawsuit from East Bay. So
Cowboys first. Shout out to Rydiggs. I did a great job of avoiding Rydiggs in Toronto this week. That was great. Took a lot of fancy footwork and maneuvering to ditch and dodge Rydiggs through downtown Toronto. But it worked out. It was awesome.
Jeff, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees have been announced, and the greatest band on this list, Rage Against the Machine, got in. Thank you. I should have worn my Rage Against the Machine shirt today. I didn't think about that at all. George Michael, Willie Nelson. The big one that is symbolic here is Missy Elliott. Missy Elliott is the first female hip hop artist to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So, not the first female, but the first female hip hop artist, right? So, breaking barriers, that's pretty cool. I like Missy Elliott. I know a lot of people have issues with this Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing because it's all music genres, but it's pretty cool. So you said that you were excited for Bernie. Yeah,
I am. Well, first of all, I don't know what a DJ Kool Herc is. I don't know what that is.
DJ, you don't know who DJ Kool Herc is?
I don't.
You need to get some Spotify in your life. My friend.
I'm old and I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
Do you know who Herbie Hancock is?
Yeah, he had a song, I think, once.
Yeah, so it's along the same lines, right?
So, somebody wants to fact check the Cowboys? What? Iron Maiden did deserve to be there. You are correct. You are correct. And Bruce, hang around to the end of the show. Hang around to the end of the show, Bruce, if you don't mind. I know you're busy.
In my opinion, I definitely would have had Iron Maiden in there.
But yes, I am Bernie Taupin. A lot of people don't know who he is. Never hear about him. He is the songwriter for all of Elton John's songs. Every Elton John song.
Not every song, right?
For the most part.
I was about to say, not everyone.
Probably, again, somebody could probably fact check me, but probably 90% of the songs.
How many songs do you think Elton John has total?
I'm talking, all his big major hits. He's probably got some random song on some random album, the 12th song at the end of the album that may have been written by somebody else. Okay, sure. Bruce can probably fact check this one. But probably 90%.
Bruce probably knows this off the top of his head. What are you talking about?
Yeah, probably. But
cool. Congratulations to the ones on this list that it means.
If you're gonna invite DJ Hercules or whatever the hell his name is,
DJ Cool Herc,
DJ Cool and the Gang or whatever the hell his name is,
no.
Then just rename the whole thing. Stop calling it the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Crow Resin with the quick fact check.
464 songs for Elton.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And the average song is probably from Elton John's era. I'd say 4.5 minutes. I was looking at this the other day, okay, because I've told you all before, I do the announcements for my kids' sports teams at the school. So I am the PA announcer and I do all of the music. I've got hotkeys, set on my computer from doing all this stuff. So I've actually clipped out parts of songs. So I have goal songs and things I play for them. They're the Hawks. So I have a Hawk screech that I play when they score. It's pretty cool. I'm starting to create a pretty cool atmosphere, but it's very hard. Halftime is 10 minutes. And so it's very hard to find 9 minutes worth of songs to put together with some of the things that people want to listen to sometimes. I always find myself looking for a 2.5 minute song to fill a gap because of how I have everything set up. And so when I go back and I look... You just can't
play Inagata Davida?
Well, I just don't want to play the same song every time. And no, Inagata Davida would not probably fly at the high school games. But
Crow, high school game play Inagata Davida? Come on.
Right? If you look at music holistically from, let's say, the 60s, right? The songs used to be somewhere in between 3.5 at the lowest end to 12 minutes, right? There are rock songs out there that are 10 minutes long. Mm-hmm. I have to go all the way until about 2010 before I start to find songs that are 2.5 minutes long. And all that tells me is that our attention spans are getting shorter and we're getting dumber. That's it.
I don't know about you, but all the strip clubs I go to seem to have the 2.5 minute songs because
that's just about as long as you can stay in there, Jeff, before you're done.
Yeah, so they all seem to have, and then if it's then it's another song, it's another $20. So you just go spend some time there and write down the songs. Just go talk to the
I can't play WAP, okay? I can't do that at high school.
Probably could. It's high school. You probably could.
Oh, no. So in all honesty, I got yelled at. I told you before the show, I got called on Tuesday at lunchtime and asked if I would go and do the announcements for the varsity lacrosse team for their playoff game, the boys lacrosse team. So I said, yeah, I have it all set up. I don't mind helping out. And I thought it'd be cool to do a playoff game and call the playoff game. And when the other team scores, I play the orchestra version of CeeLo Green's "Fuck You" song, but it's just orchestra, right? So it doesn't say any words except for that part where they get real quiet. It's like, ain't that some shh? They don't say shit. They say shh. So I play that for 20 seconds. I play instrument and then I play that. And the assistant principal came up to the booth and was like, "I'm sorry, that's inappropriate. You need to stop playing that." It's like a violin, bro, and ain't that some shouts that inappropriate because the name of the song is FU. And it's like, it doesn't even say that in the song, right? Like the part that I play, the clip that I play, it doesn't even have that part of the song. So you couldn't even like hum that in your head. It's just, it's insane, man. So it's very hard to find songs to play at a school event.
I didn't understand a word you just said in that whole entire soliloquy.
That's good for me. All right. Jeff. All right.
Yes, sir.
Moving along. This is your story. Take it.
We've talked about this, and we said how teams and players are going to adapt to this whole new pitch clock strategy. You know, and you know, we're hearing all these reports of these guys. Just I don't know if they're thinking of them or if the team, they probably got some pitch clock guy, some guru who's just, okay, here's what I want you to do, and coming up with this. But are you playing the video, or you just got the? I don't know what you have here.
It's just a screenshot.
Okay. So, yeah, he waited until like the last possible second to throw the ball.
But then what did he do? He didn't pitch.
No, he threw it to the second baseman.
He stepped off.
Stepped off, threw it to the second baseman, and they got the runner that was on second in a rundown.
In a rundown,
and got him out. Yeah.
Yep. So the runner thinking
because
that
the runner goes, he's going to
wait.
3, 2, 1. All right, and then he was going.
He's going to pitch it. He stepped off the rubber.
He stepped off and threw it back, and they got him in a rundown. So
yeah. And I think what I said to you in the chat with us is it's just crazy to see they've implemented a new set of rules for a sport, and people are already finding new strategic ways to use that to win the game. You know, and it's adding another layer to the competitiveness of the sport.
And we haven't even gotten to, which I think we will later in the season, how the defense is going to shift, because you can't, you know, all we're hearing about is the pitch clock, and nobody's shifting defenses. Nobody's giving a crap.
Not yet, because the games don't matter like that yet.
Because the games don't matter. But once you get down to the playoffs, you can see
they matter, but it's not like lose and go home matter, right?
No. That's correct. And people will say, even, you know, they said this about hockey, you know, with, you know, the Boston losing and this and that. The regular season doesn't matter. You just get in and then you go from there, right? So I think there's going to be some weird shifting stuff that's going to happen with the teams. You know, they're going to shift the outfielders more instead of because you can't shift the infielders. So I think there's going to be we're going to be talking about this on the other end, the defensive side, when it gets down to the playoffs.
This all plays into statistics. This all plays into metrics. Baseball is the most overstated sport in the world.
Correct.
So yeah, they have a ton of analysis they look at.
It is correct.
Cool. We talked about the Mario movie a couple of weeks ago as one of our big stories, but wanted to throw this in here because the entire Super Mario Brothers movie was uploaded to Twitter. Like, you could legit sit there and watch the whole movie, and then I saw a clip that somebody had put up of what happens after the credits, like the part that you stay for after the credits, right?
The two post-credit scenes. There are 2 post-credit scenes, folks. That's not a spoiler, because I think everybody except Ryzak has seen the movie.
I have not seen it yet. I want to ask you a question, because I know that you'll have a little bit more insight on this when it comes to the legality around posting the video. When I post a video, it has to be processed, right? And there's an algorithm behind the scenes that looks at that video and can deem its inappropriateness, right?
Correct.
But it didn't pick up the fact that this was, you know, a video from inside of a movie theater or anything like that. So as we look to these AIs and all this stuff, do you think that that's a concern that somebody is going to try to address? Because this is kind of the first time that I think that something this big has happened. I mean, you find movie clips online, you know, you can go to TikTok and watch a whole damn movie. I mean, it is, I don't know that anybody's posted a whole movie to Twitter like this before. And so my question is about more Elon and Twitter and that thing.
Yeah. Well, you couldn't do it before because there were limits on how big and stuff. And now with the Twitter Blue, that's kind of gone away and et cetera, right? And Twitter doesn't have the YouTube, you know, YouTube's checking is, you know, insane what they do. So, you couldn't obviously do this I've uploaded stuff to YouTube and it shuts me right down saying, oh, no, this is all copyright.
Correct.
You can't do
Yeah.
You can't do that. Right. I don't think Twitter has that body of knowledge yet, because it's still sort of new. Right. And again, I think YouTube would have figured it out if they had tried to upload it to YouTube, but Twitter, I don't think they don't do that kind of checks yet. And they're probably scrambling to figure out how to do it, to prevent this in the future.
I was telling my wife about the story and she was like, big deal. Who cares? It's like, well, the people that made the movie care, because now they just got their movie seen by, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of eyes that didn't have to pay to go.
Yeah. It was a blue checkmark account that posted it.
Yeah.
I saw the post on Twitter. I thought it was a joke.
And how ballsy of that guy, because it was a completely illegal recording.
Yeah.
And now it's tied to his name.
Yep.
Oh, well. Well, anyway, I just thought that was I don't know if there being something like that.
I don't know if he actually recorded it or if he just grabbed a cam copy off the BitTorrent and then just posted it, right?
Dang, Crow said 9 million people watched that video.
Well, how many?
9 million views, right?
Yeah, I don't know how many people
could have been one person watching it.
9 million times. Yeah.
That's still crazy. 9 million views on a illegally leaked movie that's still in movie theaters on Twitter of all places.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I can't remember.
Plus, I think they're going to they'll probably change the rules of how long you can upload videos now.
Yeah.
And length and size and crap.
I may have screwed up on this one. We may have had this on another show. I can't remember. I think that we may have talked about it, but didn't have the thing up here. But there's a New Jersey Little League that has come up with a plan to combat parents that yell from the stands and criticize the umpires. You don't like it? You come on out here, you ump 3 games, and then you can go back and watch the game.
Yeah.
As a parent in sports, and I deal with, these parents all the time, I kind of think this is genius. I just don't know how they're going to enforce it, right? I don't know how they're going to make somebody do that.
Yeah.
Would you?
They don't have to. It's just a threat.
Yeah. If you were a loudmouth and somebody said, fine, suit up, you do it, what would you say?
Let's go. Giddy up. Let's go.
Yeah, right. Hell yeah.
I would too. Let's go. There is a sign that shows up every spring. It's from some soccer league somewhere, and it's got and it says, they're just kids. They're here to have fun. The coaches are volunteers. The umpires or referees are volunteers. And the last point is, this is not the World Cup. Basically, a sign that basically says these are just kids. Shut the hell up. Now,
I actually got into it not too long ago with a hockey mom at one of the games. She was being very loud, kind of berating the players on her team a little bit that weren't her son. Like if they missed the puck, it's, oh, come on, what are you doing? Like being very loud about it, right? And I got through about 2.5, maybe almost to the third period, and then I finally got up and I said, I can't do that. I said it really loud so everybody could hear me. I was like, I can't do this anymore. You are ridiculous. You're a ridiculous human being. And I walked off to the other side, and I was just still. I don't even know what was coming out of my mouth, but she cracked the code, man, because I was like this after that. And I've seen her a couple of times since, and she has like a big group of people around her. And I mean, I'm not aggressive by nature, but like, these are children that somebody else's child that's sitting here, and you're acting like they're supposed to be freaking Wayne Gretzky out here. Like it's house hockey. It's rec. Like, come on.
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry.
No. Well, again, Bruce can attest to this. Being from Canada, hockey is a big deal up here, and I was fortunate that my kids took no interest in sports, especially hockey. I have talked about in the past how I got them skating lessons. So if they wanted to skate, if they wanted to go on dates or something, or if they were going to do some shitty, or they were going to do something and as teenagers or young adults or something, turns out they're losers and don't want to do anything, which is great for me, which is awesome for me. You guys all know Big O'Mac. But I had gone to some hockey games A couple of times I've had to pick up friends' kids. Like we're going to a birthday party or we're doing something and the dad can't make it. He goes, "Oh, can you pick up my kid from hockey?" He's got a hockey game from 6 to 7:30 or something stupid, because it was always 6 o'clock in the goddamn morning. So I'd have to schlep out and go and meet the kid and do whatever and pick up the kid. And this is back 20 years ago when you could just go and take other people's kids and nobody cared. It's not like the permissions that you need now and the 7 layers of security that you probably have to do if you're picking up some kid from hockey.
You could pull up on the curb and let them jump in. Nobody would say a damn thing.
I know, right? But I'd be there watching, sitting there freezing my little balls off in the game, and you'd hear the people screaming and stuff, and even and sometimes I would say to people, all right, well, let's see you do it. Can you do any better? Let's get you out there and let's get you out there and let's see you do something. You think you're gonna? Then I'll just start screaming at you. Yeah. So
a couple of things I can't stand about the youth sports. Number one is the parents. Because everybody wants their kid to succeed, but everybody also lives a little bit vicariously through their kids and thinks that they can do what they think that they want them to do. I have a problem with referees that wait until the end of the game to finally start blowing the whistle. I have a problem with that. You haven't called anything all game long, but you're going to wait till the last couple of minutes of a game to have an impact on it when the same things are happening. I don't like that. And then I also have a hard time with some of the youth coaches, and I wonder why they are volunteering their time or why they are in this field. Because I think that the one thing that a coach needs to be is a motivator. And if you can't motivate, if you can't figure out a way to reach your audience and find ways to bring things out of them that they don't know that they possess, I don't really think that you're doing a good job. So. Those are my big 3 that I have an issue with the youth sports.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I would totally put this outfit on and go out there for 3 games. I think it'd be amazing.
Oh, gotcha.
Last did you hear about this one? We just had tax time here in the States. April 15th was tax day. A lot of people qualified for free tax services, but instead TurboTax gypped them. So now TurboTax has to pay $141 million in back payments to those people. It's not chump change, and definitely not chump change for things that are involving IRS tax services, things of that nature. Do you guys have a tax day like we do, Jeff? Do you have a due date for the taxes?
We do April 30th. It was May 1st this year because
April 30th. Okay.
April 30th, but because that's a Sunday. And fun fact, our CRA agents, the Canada Revenue Agency, the equivalent of IRS, is on strike.
Oh, kind of like the writers of Hollywood right now.
Yeah. So you still have to get your stuff in. But you may be waiting. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of owing money at the end of the year. I'm not a fan of getting a refund. I know that goes against every other human in the world. But if you really want to know why I'm a fan of it, let me know. I'm happy to explain my point of view. And I also will give you the same option I give everybody else.
I'm not moving to Canada.
Okay.
It's too effing cold.
Well, our spokesperson has said not to. So you have to listen to the Canadian spokesperson. But I'm in short, and it'd be interesting to see what Crow thinks about this. If you get a refund, what have you done? You've given the government money interest free. So, okay. So, Ryzak, give me $5,000. I will give you $5,000 back next April 15th. Or give me $1,000, whatever your refund is.
But actually, it's not. It's not that good of a turnaround, right? Because if you give 5, you're probably only going to get back about $3,100.
No. But just say, let's say your refund was $1,000, right?
Yeah.
Give me $1,000. I will give it back to you next April 15th.
Oh, I get you. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm going to take that $1,000 and I'm going to turn it into a lot more money.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to give you back the 1,000, where I'd much rather pay the money, and that way I can do something with my money, and then I will give it to them.
It's what the banks do with your savings. It's what the banks do with your checking.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
It's
and we've talked about we've talked about the SVB bank in
hey, money's a crude world, man. Money is a crude
I'd much
world.
rather pay, but that's just me.
Crow said if you're investing, it's better to pay at the end of the year rather than get a refund. That's
exactly
interesting.
Exactly, 100%. But everyone looks at it like free money. So it's not free money. It's your money that you gave to them.
Yeah.
That you loaned to somebody for interest free. Would you
And
loan?
it's funny the timing of everything too, right? Because you think about families that struggle. You waste everything you have at Christmas time, right? You go through the cold, dark months of January and February, paycheck to paycheck, scraping the plate, doing what you got to do. You get this big check, or you hope it's a big check come, April, March, April, whenever you file your taxes, and then it's all gone. And then you got the summer, and then you got to build back up for it's a vicious cycle, man. It just like each year, if you don't get ahead of that stuff, and if you don't understand it, like you guys are trying to explain, seems like a little bit of ways. That was a great way of putting that. Both of you guys, Crow too. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I must correct myself. This was not this year. This was last year. I apologize. I believe I said that it was this year, but this happened last year. The settle or the investigation, it's actually just now come to a settlement. So
there you go. Nice.
That'd be pretty crazy if tax day was 3 weeks ago and they were already settling on a $141 million payout.
Yep.
Oh man. Jeffy, your favorite part of the show. Are you ready?
I am. I'm going to hide the chat. I'm going to hide this. I also just want to say, you guys want to be here for next week.
Oh boy.
Ryzak, and we never talk about what we're doing, but I am going to tell you.
We don't usually know.
This is going to be the hardest one.
Oh,
Might be the hardest one ever. You have 5 guesses. You have 5 guesses.
If you're asking me to do a math problem, yes, it's not going to happen.
There is only one answer. You have 5 guesses. There is only one correct answer. That's all I'm going to tell you. And you get 5 shots at it.
Let's worry about yours first. We got a whole week to worry about mine.
I can't wait.
Jeff, your 5 guesses this week are going to revolve around the topic of the longest running TV shows in history.
Nice. MASH.
MASH is not in the top 10.
What? Your list is wrong. Isn't MASH the long? Okay, well then The Simpsons.
It's not on this list. The Simpsons come in at number 23.
Wow.
The Simpsons have been running for 34 years, if that just gives you any kind of...
Yeah. It's one of the soap operas, but I don't know if it's Days of Our Lives, General Hospital, As the World Turns, one or more of those. So
you said As the World Turns. That is not in the top 10. You said what else?
General Hospital.
General Hospital is on the list at... Wait a second. I thought I had them on here. Yeah, number 3. Number 3. 60 years running General Hospital is.
Coronation Street. Oh, I said General Hospital, As the World Turns, and I said Days of Our Lives. Days of Our Lives
is number 4. Now, Days of Our Lives is interesting because it ran from 65 to 2022. It stopped, and then it relaunched again in 22 to present day. So 58 years for Days of Our Lives.
And I think there's another one.
You said it. You said it a minute ago. Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, forget Coronation Street.
Coronation Street's number 2.
Yeah, forget that one. Okay, fine, I'll take that. There was another
63 years in running.
There's another soap opera. Is there another soap opera in the top 10?
There is 2 more actually. Yeah.
Oh, what is it?
And I don't know what number 9 is, so I'll have to let you guess that one.
Okay, great. All My Children, As the World Turns. Did I say those?
All My Children is not in the top 10. As the World Turns is number 8, 54 years. It ran from 1956 to 2010.
Trying to remember all the soap operas my mother would
Yeah.
Trying to remember all the
good.
And then there was Coronation Street popped into my head. Is Jeopardy? Does that count?
Jeopardy is not on the top 10. No.
Okay. Is it on the list anywhere?
It's not on the list.
Okay. I didn't know if that.
And I have this is a top 50 list, by the way.
Okay. I don't know how many guesses I'm at.
It's okay. I like you're doing good. I want you to keep going if you can.
I thought MASH would have been up there. It ran.
MASH.
For a bunch
I would have thought that MASH would have been on here too. I used to watch it with my dad when I was a kid, but no, it's not on this list. Top 50, it's not.
I don't know what year number 50 is. So obviously that eliminates most of the.
I'll tell you what number 50 is. Number 50 is The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet from 1952 to 1966. It ran for 14 years.
Okay, well then, not in the top 10, but you got to have like your I Love Lucy probably. Then it's probably not in the top 10 though. But I Love Lucy.
Lucy is not on the list.
Oh, interesting, because I thought it ran longer.
Yep.
The Simpsons.
How about you take two more guesses and then I'll get you.
I don't think all in the 50. I have no ideas. I'm running out of all the things I'm thinking of didn't run as long. They wouldn't have run for like, if the Simpsons, which is at 30 years, is only in the 20s.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of things that ran other than, and there's probably some other soap operas and there's probably some other shows that I just don't remember.
Purple said, "Where's Degrassi?"
I guess if you added up all the Degrassis, because there was many different Degrassis.
Yeah. She just wants to see Drake. That's all.
Oh, is he on that?
I thought he was. Wasn't he in a wheelchair on that show?
I don't know. I was old when that show released. Do you think I'm watching a show about kids when I'm in my 30s?
Here you go, Jeff. Here you go. Number one. I'm going to start at 10. We're going to go backwards.
Right. Okay.
Number 10, The Young and the Restless, 1973 to present.
Yeah, see, I knew there was another soap opera. I just couldn't think of. Remember I said there's another soap opera, but I just couldn't think of. I'm trying to remember all the stupid shows my mother would watch.
Yep, 50 years. Number 9, I don't know this one. Emmerdale. Emmerdale has run from 72 to present, 51 years. I don't know if that's maybe in another country. I've never heard of Emmerdale. I don't know that one.
Must be. Maybe it's a British thing.
Number 8, As the World Turns, 56 to 2010. It ran for 54 years. Number 7, my favorite show of all time, Scooby-Doo, ran from 1969 to present day. It's at 54 years. Sesame Street at number 6 ran from 69 to modern day, 54 years.
Sesame Street.
Number 5 is Guiding Light, 1952 to 2009, 57 years.
Another stupid soap opera.
And then you nailed these 3. Days of Our Lives was number 4, 58 years. General Hospital is number 3, 60 years. Number 2 is Coronation Street at 63 years. And number 1 has been on the airwaves for 69 years. It's none other than The Tonight Show. Number 11 is Saturday Night Live. Number 12 is Top Gear.
Oh,
okay, Top Gear. One Life to Live, Doctor Who, Late Night, All My Children, EastEnders, which I know is a British show, Casualty, which I believe is a British show, The Bold and the Beautiful, Columbo is number 20. And I would keep going for you, but, it's like, Columbo. Search for Tomorrow, The Late Show, Captain Kangaroo, The Late Late Show, Hee Haw, The Daily Show. The Daily Show has been on TV for 27 years. South Park has been on TV for 26 years.
Yeah, because remember, Jon Stewart did it for 19, and it was on for Craig Kilborn did it for 2 or 3 years. I think Craig Kilborn did it. Everyone forgets Craig Kilborn started it, right? The Daily Show, and then he left.
Let's see. I see a couple of comments in here. I'm gonna get to you guys. Reading Rainbows at 35. The Ed Sullivan Show. How could I forget
about the Tonight Show and Saturday Night Live? Yeah.
Gunsmoke ran for 20 years. Lassie ran for 19 years. Grey's Anatomy is up here 18 years.
So Crow says Meet the Press has been on since 1947. Your list is wrong.
So there you go. So I don't know. Crow.
This old house.
50 longest running TV shows of all time. So I'm gonna have to send her a little note and say, hey, Crow Resin said you're wrong. That's why he is the fact checker of the show. And Bruce is just great at a fact checker as well. I just want to make sure that I'm very clear on that. Crow is a wonderful fact checker. He does a wonderful job for us to keep us current and truthful. And I think that Bruce does a really nice job of that as well.
Oh, sorry. Just helping you shovel the shit that you're spewing.
Hey, my boss told me something today. I have to share it with you all because I thought it was the greatest line I've ever heard. He goes, "I'm like a mushroom. I'm covered in shit and kept in the dark." Loved it. I'm using that one now. Jeff, that is your 5 guesses. You did fantastic. It wasn't too hard of one, but always fun to take a trip down memory lane.
It's Tonight Show. I actually didn't even because I forget the Tonight Show, even because it had so many hosts. I keep forgetting that it went on for so long.
Well, I am glad that I could provide you with an inaccurate list of the top shows of all time. Thank you, Crow Resin, for once again making me look like an idiot. I appreciate you for keeping me honest. He said he won a trivia game with Meet the Press knowledge, so he's surprised it wasn't on there. But Crow Resin was never on Game Over.
Now, in your defense, is that a what was the top 10? What top 10?
Top 10 longest running TV shows. Yeah.
Is that a TV show per se, or is it? Well, I guess if Tonight Show is on,
is it a newscast? Yeah, I mean, but the Tonight Show and those, they're like entertainment news shows, right?
Yes,
they're not like.
Yes, this is more of a news, right? Because you could say the nightly, is the nightly news, Brokaw, Brokaw.
I think he's right though. Because it's still on TV and it was a weekly running show, right?
Yeah, but so is the nightly news with, because that's all you had. Like Cronkite.
How long was 60 Minutes? I didn't see 60 Minutes on there, right?
Yeah. See, so.
Or like Unsolved Mysteries. This is Unsolved Mysteries.
Right. So maybe they didn't count news programs like that. Maybe not. How long's the nightly news been on? Like even before, when did Kennedy die? 61? And Cronkite was on the news then, right? Yeah. So I think it's excluding in Crow's defense. I think it's
what other show I didn't see on there was SportsCenter. SportsCenter's been running since 1979.
Is that when the Entertainment and Sports Programming Network?
Let me see.
Was formed.
I'm actually going to look this up right now. I'm not going to let Crow.
1968 for 60 Minutes. Yeah, I wonder, Crow, if they. I wonder if they just excluded news programs and more entertainment programs because none of those were on there. Because you got to think the nightly news. What was
1979? I was right.
When was what channel was Cronkite on? Was that NBC?
ABC?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, 1979 for SportsCenter.
Flintstones originally ran for 6 seasons. Is that all?
So that's what 79 is 44 years.
Right.
43 years.
Right.
That's a big one.
For what? For which one?
SportsCenter.
Oh, right.
So, but that's not in there. So it must have been a criteria there. Oh, that's what I always say, right? You got to know the criteria.
Entertainment and Sports Programming Network. ESPN.
Oh, Chris Berman when he was skinny.
Who
was the other guy that he used to be on there with? Do you remember? There was it was a partner for him. I can't remember.
Former football player.
I can kind of see him because they had those yellow jackets on with the big ESPN patch.
Yeah.
That was like brown. I can't remember.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that must be the reason because none of those shows are on there and they would be in the top 10 definitely. So they must have included news.
Maybe I should have understood my criteria. Oh,
that's okay. That's all right.
There's always another chance in 2 weeks because next week is going to be the hardest one ever. Woo!
Without Googling, I wonder if anyone will get the answer. Without Googling.
Is it a math problem? That's all I need to know.
It is not a math
problem. Okay, good. I have a chance then.
It is not a math problem. I would not throw an equation there. Say solve for X. I would not. If Crow comes on to guest host an episode, that would be the question. I would put a math equation and say solve for X, Crow. That would be a Crow question. Yeah. Or I would throw on some Python and say find the error in this code. That would
maybe we should start doing some stuff like that, right? Get a little more interactive in the show.
A little more. Our show's already interactive.
Let's make it more interactive.
What's in Jeff's pocket? Yeah.
What do you have coming up this week, Jeff?
Oh my God, what am I doing this week? God only knows.
Well, you went to Toronto last week. No big trips or anything.
No. That's my trips are done for the year. 2 weeks I got the pool open
for the year.
Yeah.
May
got the pool opening in a couple of weeks. Let's see. This week, Monday.
What does the temperature need to be for you to open the pool? You said it's 48 my degrees there. So what does it need to be for you to open the pool?
Yeah, I was dumb. I booked it for right before our long weekend in a couple of weeks. And I thought, I don't know. I just booked it then. I don't know why I didn't do that. But I could have opened it. I could have opened it anytime. I know some people opening it this weekend because it's
nice. Do you have a heated pool? Is that a must?
Currently it's 54 degrees currently right now. It's gone up 6 degrees during the show. There is no heater in the pool, which is also, but I need to text the guy. I need to text.
What happens when you get together with me, Jeff? I just bring heat to your environment. It's so hot.
You do. Monday, I think Biggle Mac and the Dum Dums and I and anybody else who wants, we're going to try out the new cross-platform partying system and raiding in Chivalry 2. I think we're going to give that a shot. That was always a problem, is we could never be on the same team, and we could go into the same mode, but we ended up trying to be on the same team. This way we can all team up and do something together. And now that they got cross-platform, so we're going to give that a try. I think
so. You, Biggle Mac, and Crow Resin, you guys are going to play that?
I don't know if Crow's going to play. It's going to be Biggle Mac and the Dum Dums,
which are his
friends. I don't know who from my community is going to join, but everybody's welcome. They got, and it's a PlayStation. If you got PlayStation Plus, it's the free game for the month. So no excuses, and it's cross. So that's what we're going to give it a try. And I think it's been a long time. I think we're either going to do some more Sons of the Forest on Wednesday, or we're just firing up the trucks. Or we're just gonna fire up the trucks. It's been a while. I haven't played
Truck Simulator in a while either. So
it has been a while since we've done a convoy, Crow. It's been a while. I know he does some once in a while. He's like, I ran a convoy tonight. I got to do that. So
nice.
And then I don't know what I'm doing for Retro Friday night.
When's the next Retro Rebound?
A couple weeks.
Okay.
A special episode this month. We are going to have both Cloud and Console, Rue Diggs, and the Nadiator. Nads 416 or Nads 216 or whatever the hell his name is. We're going to have Nads and Rue Diggs on this month's episode of Retro Rewind. And Will may be back. So we'll probably be on this episode since he's
okay. It was good to see him yesterday. I very quickly got to pop in and say hi to him in his Among Us stream. Thank you. I was trying to think of the name of the damn game. My son's blowing me up. He's ready to be picked up from this sleepover.
Then well, let's before I hit the once in a while we do this when there's a in memoriam we want to talk about. Bruce, this is for me and you. Bruce, I'm sure you've seen it, but Rick Beato did a nice little tribute to this for him. So I'm going to take us out. I'm going to throw this up for 30 seconds or so, and then I'm going to hit the end stream.
Happy Coronation Day to the King, the King of England, officially.
God save
officially the King of England now.
I only when I woke up, and because some other people in my house are watching it, the only thing I heard CNN talking about was the little boy yawning. It's like that's what really going to focus on.
My wife had it on this morning when she was getting ready, and I felt like I was like at an opera or something. Like everybody was just singing the whole time. It was like what? It was like in a trance. Like
I saw a tweet from Jeff Schwartz, former NFL lineman, now Sirius XM host. He said his wife had it on 2 different channels on the TVs and was live streaming like it was an NFL game.
She's running the fantasy draft. Yep, that outfit's great, right? Oh no.
And he's like, this is. He goes, this must be like when I watch Oregon games because he's got it on multiple things. So he goes, this is like her. Good. Yeah. So this was like her Super Bowl, I guess, to his wife. So he was. But anyways, we'll see you next week, Ryzak.
Absolutely.
Hopefully we'll get to play. I heard Crow, I heard he might be around tonight. So there may be some SOTF tonight.
Yes, around this evening for sure. 100%. So
we'll
have a good week, everybody.
We'll put that as a maybe. See ya. Wait, where'd it go? Where'd the other slide go, Ryzak? Where'd the other one go? Where'd the slide go? I don't see it. It was on the screen. What happened?
How about that? There you go.
There you
go. Yeah.
Oh, is that the right
I'll
one?
flip. I'll flip it once you put it.
Oh, you're gonna flip it. Oh, I thought you had it already.
You gotta have the effect. You gotta have the effect.
I gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, never mind.
Take care, everybody.
Right.
See you soon. Not me. Don't just put me up here.
No, I'm trying to hide
you. No.